My girlfriend ended a 3-year relationship for another guy's attention. I'm 20-year-old man, and my girlfriend or ex now is also 20-year. Both of us turning 21 this year, last Sunday. 10 March, my ex all of a sudden just broke up with me without even thinking, and it destroyed me. My ex and I have been going through some relationship problems since last year. November, there is few reasons why we got distant. My reason was because whenever I have a problem with her, I can't talk to her about how I feel, and she gives me excuses instead of an apology or taking accountability. I have to tell her me in the same scenario to make her understand how I feel. Also, doesn't help when she does something wrong. She flips the conversation to me and something to do with me that doesn't even relate to what was happening and ends up fighting and her yelling at me with her at the same time. I have a friend, let's call her sister. She was my high school best friend and helped me get through my life of pain, but my ex thought I like her because I keep defending her when my ex told me to block her. But later, my ex was fine, but at times she would ask, "Hey, do you like her?" I would say no. We made an agreement that I can contact her as long as I tell my ex. My old phone is a mess, so texts disappear and come later, and my ex knows this and seen it happen one day. My ex went through my phone and saw me talk about hanging out with sister, which never happened between, but my ex was like, "You hanging out, but why didn't you tell me?" And I told her honestly, I didn't tell you because it never happened, and also I just forgot, and I admit it was my fault. That made my ex lose trust with me and distant with me, but we still love each other a lot. It also happened at the end of November when she was going to another country for a trip from December to start of February. During that time, I didn't have internet. I'm a single child with a single mother and a dog. We don't have much money. Unlike my ex who has a rich family. So the whole time I didn't have Wi-Fi and we couldn't FaceTime each other. This is where the other guy comes into play. Ben and my ex, during that time, started to text more and getting closer with each other more. At first, I didn't think of it too much because I truly believed in this girl and I trusted her a lot. But during that time, she would video call him a lot. After she came back from her trip, she was acting weird. Like she wouldn't hold my hands when I pick her up to stay at my house, or just not hug me much. This is also the time she got really close with Ben, especially because she's Christian and so is he, and both of them have strict parents and speaks the same language, loves the same things. I asked my ex, "Don't you think you doing this eventually make you like him?" And she said no. When I'm in a relationship and love someone, I don't see myself liking another person or being attracted to them. I asked her what would make like Ben. She said, "If things get boring or if you don't fix stuff or our relationship is getting worse, and I will start liking Ben." And she said, "Even if it happens, I would talk to you about it and try to fix it, and I'll distance myself from Ben and me being an unwise, trusted her word." I told her how I felt about her not holding my hands and stuff, and she still didn't, but she eventually did after me, constantly telling her. But then it just felt like she is forcing herself. Whenever I pick her up, she's always texting Ben from the car ride to my house to being in bed with me, and she would non-stop text him, and then after she's done, she would say, "Hey, I'm too tired," and just go to sleep. Every time she's with me, she would say, "I'm too tired," and sleep, or even on FaceTime. But when she is on FaceTime with Ben, even if it's her most tiring day, she would tell me I'll be on call with him for 30 minutes, but turns into 2 hours, and I ask what happened to 30 minutes, and she would say, "I got carried away because I had so much fun." She's also doing childcare and studying at the university, so she's stressing a lot about that and the time our relationship. And my thing is, if I have an issue, I want get it done and over with, and I tell her then and there, which she didn't like, which is fair. I shouldn't talk about shit while she's at work or university or doing university work. But every time I talk to her, she assumes I'm trying to fight, which wasn't the case. Instead of communicating with me and talking to me about our problems, she would run away too. Ben and I asked her, "Why do you do that?" She told me, "When I'm with Ben, I don't feel stress, and he is a good escape from our relationship, especially because we fight every day." Then I asked, "Are you happier with him?" And she said honestly, "Yes, when I'm around him, I'm much happier with him than you, and enjoy more time right now. But when I'm with, in real life, I feel happier with you." That hurt me a lot. Pain one day had a fight I think last week, Friday, and she broke up because I told her how much pain I'm in, and she broke up because she didn't want to hurt me more. But then she got back with few minutes later because she realized breaking up with me would make me hurt even more. The next day, she spoke to me why she she did it and she was scared. I was getting close to my breaking point and I would leave her. How ironic. I told her no. And even if I did reach my breaking point, I would talk to her and wouldn't leave her. I would fix shit. And she got happy and said, I got scared, you would leave me. And then grabbed my face and said, I love you and I'll never leave you. But I was in pain because she broke the promise of never breaking up and leaving me. So she kept on reassuring me that she's not going to leave and I don't have to worry. Sunday night comes along and guess what? She's texting Ben the whole time, while with me from the car ride to at my house. Ben's car broke down and he got emotional and started to tell her about how girls in the past hurt him and how much he likes her and cares for her. And while she's reading this, she's smiling. And I called her out on smiling and she kept on denying it. And I told no, you're smiling, and I asked when. Ben says, cute, you always smile. And she finally says, yes, I do like it when Ben says that stuff, especially because you haven't in a while. And when I'm around Ben, if texts cute stuff or around me or FaceTime, I get butterflies, which got me so scared and hurt. Then I told her, even when I am lovey towards you, you don't smile like that. And she said, no, I do, but I smile inside. And she kept saying how much I make her happy, and I explained to her how she always texting Ben even around me is so unfair, because you're not spending time with me. And she said, I'm so sorry for making you feel lonely, and told her you should block him. She looked sad. She continued texting him again. After that, I went outside for a walk. I have a foot injury that might need surgery, so walking a lot is a bad idea. She ran after me and said, are you unwise with your leg? You were going to go get hurt at the park. It's night, she made sure I got home safe and in bed. I apologize for keeping her up, especially because we got to wake up to drop her home. She said it's okay and hugged me tight and kissed my neck, and we fell asleep. After dropping her home, I texted in the morning how I felt pain and stuff, and in the text messages, I told her, don't look at it right now. But first thing in the morning she saw was that, and then on video call. I was trying to talk to her, and she's like, all we do is argue and fight. We've been talking about this from morning to lunch, and I have 4 assignments, which I haven't done. I told her what she was doing with Ben is cheating on me, and burst out crying, saying, I broke my promise to myself about never cheating on someone her first relo. She got cheated on from the start, and she cried and just said, we are done, and broke up again. And I said, no, you can't. And Ugly cried. I told her we can fix stuff and starts with blocking Ben, but she's like, I just can't. And it hurts so much. She's like, he is the only friend I have, and she doesn't know if she likes him or not. I told her a plan to fix our relationship and told her. She liked the plan and said, give me till evening. The whole time, I cried. My friends came over and I went to a friend's house and cried more till then she calls and tells me she's done with this relationship and said, don't fight for, and said, I'm guilt tripping her. That day, on text, I asked her, if you like Ben, would you get over me? She said, if I like him, yes, I would with no remorse, and said, I don't know if I like him or not. It broke me so much, and when I was fighting for her, she kept saying, I'm guilt tripping her because she knew my past pains of people. I needed always leave me suddenly when I need them the most. She said when I'm lovey with her, she just doesn't have that feeling anymore, and that Ben gives it to her. Yesterday, she texted me and said that, no, I legit could hardly sleep last night. All I could think about was, all I can think about is you. And I said you lied to me when I asked, hey, do I make happy? And you said, yeah, and the day of the breaking up, you said, for a while, I never felt anything. And you said you would communicate with me about if you losing feelings and start liking Ben. You the same person who said, if I start liking, I would talk to you and push him away, but you didn't. She responded with, you do make me happy, bruh. I just don't know how I'm feeling anymore, like yesterday. When you said it, I was so numb to feel anything, like all I can think about is you. I don't like Ben and said, I don't have feelings for him. Then she called me in the afternoon for a bit and said, look, right now I'm just clouded in the head and I don't even know what I want. And I'm so stressed out and give me a week to figure shit out. I asked, so you don't like Ben? And she's like, I don't, and I asked why not. And she said, I didn't have the urge to text him. Then I asked, why don't you remove him? And she said, look, I said I don't like him somewhat, certainly, but I want to be 100% certain. And she said she would call later that night. Keep in mind, up until yesterday, we had each other's socials. She called later that night and told me she does miss, and she's worried about me, and especially my foot injury and me not eating. Then told me that she broke up that day because she was just emotionally blasted and didn't think. I asked, do you regret breaking up and how you did it? She said she regrets breaking up like that and shouldn't have broken up first place, but didn't regret the part about her getting some space. I asked her, "Do you still believe I don't deserve a chance at this Relo again?" And she said no. I think we do deserve a second chance, but she needs time to think about it. Then I asked her if she regrets not communicating with me and avoiding the problems and running away to Ben, and she said she does, and it was very messed up of her to do that. Then I asked her again about Ben, if she is sure she doesn't like him, and she said, "Look, I'm mostly sure I don't like him, and I just liked the attention he gave me, but I just need a few weeks to figure out for certain, and figure out everything." I asked if we got back, "Would you block him?" And she said yes, but sounded sad. My friend said to tell her she can still be friend with Ben, but you gotta tell him about me, because Ben doesn't know about me. She said Ben likes me and he wouldn't want to be friends with me anyways, and she rather cut him out completely. Then she said, "Just give me a few weeks, won't be months. Just few weeks to figure out exactly what she wants, and let me know. Keep in mind," she said, "she won't contact me or Ben." Well, next day, I logged into her Snap, and they were texting, flirting. He sent her pictures of him when he was 19, and I think they were in video call because she also showed him a picture, but there was no photos or Snap, and he asked how old were you and stuff. He asked her if she is driving to university, and she said, "Yes," and he said, "Drive safe." And she texted, "I will," and he told, "Talk to you soon," and she said, "Okay." And this was the day she called me and said no. I told Ben I need some time alone and wouldn't contact him. She even snapped him in morning. I called her and called her out on it, and how she lied, and she said she wasn't flirting, and Ben calls himself a monkey, and that's why she said it. I told her, "You legit lying. You legit talking about dating and you saying, okay, to talk to you soon. How's that, not? You lying about not contacting him," and she kept saying no. I told him I won't talk to him for a while. And I asked then why snap in the morning, and she said, "I don't count snapping as contacting him." And then she said, "It was fair because you texted me about this breakfast and tried to make me the bad guy." I told her she hurt me more than her cheating ex hurt, and my first love told her I don't hate her. And she's like, "What you just said says, otherwise." I told her, "No, I genuinely don't hate you, but you don't have to think for weeks. I'm done. You kept lying to me," and she sounded so shocked when I said that. The whole time she was crying, and she said she'd rather not be friends. I told, "Look, even after all this, I still love you, and I'll always wait for you, even if it's 10 years, or 2 years, or a few weeks, or months, or even if you date Ben and break up, and you need someone. I'll be waiting for you, and I'll always wait for you to come back to me." And while she cried, she said, "I know," and we cut the call. But later that day, I texted her because I saw Instagram. She removed all the bikini pictures and kept cute face pictures. And I remember her telling me that Ben asked her if they were dating, would she delete it? And she told him, yes, she would if they dated. So I asked it about it, and she said it's not because of that. And I know, I told him that, but I'm not contacting him or anyone for a wheelie. Which I don't believe after she said that last time and she flirted with him on Snap. She said she did it because she wanted a clean slate. Whatever that means, all my friends said she will regret leaving you and realize Ben was just short-term, and even if they date, they wouldn't last, especially because they already talking about stuff they don't like about each other. For example, my ex doesn't like how he drinks and smokes a lot, or how he pushes her away when she tries to tickle him, or how he doesn't take stuff seriously, and he doesn't like her swearing at him. All of them said, "Bro, she will come running back to you," but I don't know right now. I'm in shock and traumatized. Especially because few days before the breakup, she said, she's not at her breaking point. She loves me a lot, legit. Saturday, she said, "I love you a lot, and I don't want to lose you." She even cleaned my room and got me a PlayStation 5 and set it up and said, "Can't wait to watch Netflix with you." With this setup, she legit sacrificed her mental to keep me happy. We planned to move out this year, get married at 24. Like she threw all that away. I'm just shocked because for me, it happened fast. My friends said, "Bro." She broke up with like December time and went through all that while dating you. So she had you to help her get through it and had Ben for attention. She told me on call, I think what your friend said was true. But later, few minutes in the call, she would say, "I still love you, and I don't know if I want to get back or not. Today I'm just feeling sad because I miss her presence, like being on FaceTime with her or driving the car, not seeing her. There hurts. Legit sleeping, hurting so bad. She's not on the left side of my bed. and I don't have that comfort of her hugging me. Watching Sidemen hurts, especially because we watch it together. I just miss her and sad about how our future just got thrown away. I was excited to have a real family with her. She helped me with my emotions. I'm not very emotional because of my past. She knew my past. Pain still did what she did. I don't know. My mate said, "Bro, you've been in a real low with her for 3 years, seeing each other every day. It's going to get boring, give it time. She will regret what she did and realize Ben isn't, and give it a month. And in that time, fix yourself and text her, or wait till she texts you. And if she says yes, great. And if she say no, or say she wants to give Ben a try, then just go on with life. But if she says that, I will be broken. Ben doesn't even know any of this. He doesn't know that she doesn't even know if she likes him or not. He thinks she likes him. Doesn't even what's happening with me, and she's flirting with him. I told her, even if you date him, you will be lying to him. She said, I know, I don't know what to do. I miss her presence, and I still love her. Bro, stop talking to her. The more you play the pick-me game, the worse it will get. Don't text her, don't call her, do absolutely nothing. Be 100% indifferent to her. If she texts you, give her one-word answers. When she asks you why you're doing that, just say you broke my heart and broke up with me. You decided to end our relationship for another guy. I tried to fight for us, but you didn't. I am not going to beg for your attention. I am not going to beg for you back. You made your decision. And until you show me that you have removed him from your life and only want me, I will move forward with my life. You need to be strong here. Hey man, just read the whole thing. And I get you, I went through something almost similar, although the breakup was more clean for lack of better words. In retrospect, in the last months leading up to the breakup, I wasn't treated right at all. He wouldn't hold my hand, as you mentioned. He wouldn't text me or FaceTime me as much as he would. And so much more. As much as it hurt, I just brushed it off. I still showed so much love and affection to him, and he would hardly reciprocate. During the 3 years of the relationship, I was always suspicious of this one girl, but he would go above and beyond to prove me wrong. And I even began to think I was being one of those crazy girlfriends for constantly being suspicious of this girl and him, but I would let it go many times. The day he broke up with me, it came up out of nowhere, and he simply claimed he just didn't love me anymore. We only talked. I sobbed and begged and pleaded for him to stay for about an hour, and after that, I cut him clean off by advice from my sister. I blocked that man on everything: Instagram, Snapchat, Spotify, Clash of Clans, literally everything, and went full no contact. I struggled to even fathom how someone could fall out of love. And in the back of my mind, I knew it was something to do with this other girl, but I kept denying it, thinking I was just crazy and finding excuses. A few months later, I catch with a mutual friend of mine, and she tells me that he is now dating that same girl I was always suspicious of, and that she had even seen him around with that girl. Before we had broken up, they had been going out on dates behind my back, and he never told me anything about this. I was beyond mad. All my healing I had done up until that point crumbled, and I couldn't do anything about it because I had gone no contact. Not that I wanted to talk to him. I hope he rots, but it irked me that he thought I had no idea what was really going on. I understand how traumatic and shocking this all is. Nothing feels real, but please, for your own sake, go no contact with her. Do not wait for her. You're only giving yourself false hope. From the looks of things, you seem to be quite an empathetic person, similar to me. If my ex hadn't broken things off with me, I would have never even thought of leaving him. But I know the lack of reciprocated attention and affection would have made me miserable. It will be uncomfortable for a while. I'm still getting used to it. But one thing for sure is I'm not crying and sobbing over a guy who's not texting me or FaceTiming me. You seem to have a good support system of friends who care for you. Use that to your advantage. While healing, go out with them. Create new memories with them. Do anything to keep your mind off her, I'll admit. I used to have delusions of wanting to get back with him, truthfully. Although rarely I still do. But that's just part of the healing process. It's natural you genuinely loved this person and gave so much of yourself to them. But why waste it on them and not put it towards some other girl who actually deserves it and puts the same effort back into you? Don't settle for less, bro. If she wants this, Ben guy, let her have him. It will be uncomfortable turning your back on this relationship. but time will heal? You just need grit your teeth and not look back, you deserve better?